Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Sarez and today I bring you a quick, spoiler-free review of Lex Imperialis, the upcoming Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader DLC. Do you love Rogue Trader and had a great time with the previous DLC, Void Shadows? Then go ahead and purchase Lex Imperialis, as it is just as good as an expansion. Review over, see you next time. Jokes aside, I had the opportunity to play Lex ahead of its release, but this is not a sponsored video, so I will share my thoughts and give you a brief recap of what the DLC is adding. Lex Imperialis brings to the table a new origin for our characters, with the Arbitrator from the Adeptus Arbites, a new archetype, the Overseer, and its own specialties, to allow for different playstyles. These specialties are the Subductor, with its hybrid shield and shotgun playstyle, more focused on melee action. Then we have the Vigilant, Masters of the Shotgun, and lastly the Castigator, providing buffs and debuffs for a more supportive role. But, most importantly, Overseers are accompanied in battle by combat pets, or familiars, and their kits revolve around synergizing with their companions. These familiars are the Cyber Mastiff, available to Overseers with the Arbites origin only, the Cyber Raven for sanctioned and unsanctioned Psykers, and lastly the Cyber Eagle and the Servo Skull Swarm, both deployable by officers and operatives. Each Overseer can only have one familiar, but if multiple requirements are met, there will also be multiple choices of familiar available. For example, if Idira takes Overseer as her second tier archetype, she will not only have access to the Cyber Eagle and Servo Skull Swarm thanks to her operative archetype, but can also pick the Cyber Raven due to her being a Psyker. If you were paying attention earlier, you might have heard me mentioning shields. And yes, this DLC also brings a new weapon in the form of shields, which will also be available for free to everyone as part of the base game once the update is fully out. Shields are a special kind of one-handed melee weapon and take up a total of 2 weapon slots, one from each weapon set. And they come with a new block stat, which gives the wielder a chance to completely negate the incoming damage. Together with parry and dodge, it felt like some of my shielded characters were almost immortal in battle. Because yes, block stacks together with these other 2 defensive stats, which, if I'm honest, for as fun as it was, it left me wondering if it will require some balancing and tuning in the future. Abelard truly was an unstoppable killing machine during my playtime. We also have new music. New planets, new space battles, new characters, new Easter eggs, and around 10 to 15 hours, depending on your playstyle, of new story content. A story that ties into the base game and that I found interesting enough, with plot twists and lots of action. And I mean lots. Lastly, we also have a new romanceable companion with Solomon Antar, a stern officer of the Arbiters, accompanied by his loyal cybermastiff Glyto. I found him to be a really nice addition to the cast, definitely not a one-dimensional character, but you will have plenty of time to spend with him and find out for yourselves, don't worry. Unfortunately, my copy of the DLC was missing the voice acting. I could only hear a few of the combat lines from Solomon, so I cannot cast my judgment on that, but I've been assured that it will be fully present at launch, and if we go by Owlcat's current performances across their games, then I'm sure the voice acting for this DLC will also be great. I was also told that there will be bugs which would also be fixed by the time of its release, but personally I haven't encountered any during my time with the game. All in all, if I were to complain about something with this DLC, it would not be about the DLC itself, but with the base game, as the DLC doesn't really address any of the problems I actually had with the base game. Allow me to explain though, as it is nothing major and for the most part it will be considered as nitpicking, personal preference. For example, things like ladders aren't highlighted as interactable and often blend with the environment. Together with the camera angles, and especially in tight places, they can sometimes be confusing to spot and use. In the segment I'm currently showing, I legit thought the game was buggy and some story trigger wasn't working. So I reloaded and replayed the previous section, just to realize I simply had to turn my camera and climb down the ladder. Skill issue? Maybe, but I do feel like they could be made more visible. I don't mean they should blink and point me towards them, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. So yeah, all in all, I don't really have any complaints in particular about the DLC. I wasn't the biggest fan of the last planet we visit in terms of aesthetics, but I did quite enjoy the other one, the feudal world. It actually made me feel like I was back and playing a dystopian version of Pathfinder, and it was a nice change of tone. So, like I said at the beginning, if you love Rogue Trader and you enjoyed Void Shadows, I'm sure you'll also like Lex Imperialis. Bonus points, I've been told that the DLC will be priced the same as the previous one. This is the first actual review I bring on the channel, and I hope you found it useful and enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to let me know with a comment, a like, and why not subscribing to the channel. I would also like to hear your thoughts on the game, if you'd like to share them down below. With that, the video is over, and I'll see you in the next one.